One, three, two, one.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The biggest names in music.
Oh, wow.
Big names, big songs, big guests, big prizes.
Well, it's a big show. Okay.
The Big Show.
Put your hands together for the one and only
Glenn, Angel, FD, and Sean.
That's what I'm talking about.
1FM 91.3. Good times, greatest hits.
Good morning, Singapore. Good morning, world, and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It's Glenn, Angel, FD, and Sean, and this morning we have our special guest, as promised. We've been telling you this from 6 a.m. this morning to stay tuned. We have the CEO of Dementia Singapore, Jason Foo, with us. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Jason.
And for waking up early and coming into the studio.
And thank you so much for collaborating with 1FM 91.3 because this is such an important cause. Over 100,000 people, we hear, are affected by dementia here in Singapore. And we know that you guys need as much help as you can get, which is why we hope our 1FM listeners will help Dementia Singapore, all right, by donating. Once again, I'd like to give you the link. It's 1fm.sg/dementia. Please make a very generous donation because your donation is going to go a long, long way.
So, Jason, why don't I kick off the first question? Tell us a little bit more about what dementia is.
Okay, dementia is a condition that mainly involves loss of memory. But and that's what a lot of people think it is, just a loss of memory. But actually it's not, it's actually a lot more than that. It actually affects your whole life, actually, because other than just memory loss, sometimes it also changes your behavior, your character, and for someone who's been very reserved and very quiet, it can become suddenly very aggressive, very abusive. So all these changes happen. So I always tell people that actually, if you have someone with dementia who's just forgetful and have memory loss, actually you're very lucky because that's really the easiest part to cope with. The difficult part is the change of behavior and all that. So dementia is one that affects people who are older because the risk is higher. As you get older, the risk goes higher and higher. When you're 65, it's about 10%. When you get to about 85, you're about 1 in 2, about 50%. So it's scary. But what is also worrying is that it's not only affecting people older nowadays, it's also affecting people younger. And we call that young onset dementia, which is people who are getting dementia below the age of 65. So they're talking about the 40-year-olds, the 50-year-olds.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, and we have quite a few people who have come to us and who are using our programs and services who are in their 50s and 40s. And it's very sad. To have that condition at that age because it's such a long journey for you.
Yeah.
If you have it at 85, then at least it's not. It's the last maybe 10 years. But if you get it at 55, that's a huge long journey. Yeah. So it's.
I
worrying.
think which is why it's very important to educate the public because if you are saying that younger people are getting dementia, all right, and being in the company of these people, let's say who are affected by dementia, can be very uncomfortable for some people, right? Because of the way they behave, as you mentioned earlier on, and so if there's no understanding, right, then people are going to get offended. Right, when they come across someone with dementia. So I think this education process is very, very important. I just want to touch on this because someone also asked me, Dementia Singapore was previously the Alzheimer's Disease Association. And you guys have now relaunched as Dementia Singapore. What was the reason for that, Jason?
So when we first started 31 years ago, and we called ourselves the Alzheimer's Disease Association, because at that time dementia was not a very pleasant word. A lot of it was relating to being crazy kind of thing. And also at that time, we looked around the world and looked at other organizations similar to ours, and what did they call themselves? And it was really Alzheimer's. So in the US, it's called Alzheimer's Association. In the UK, it was called Alzheimer's Society. In Australia, it was called Alzheimer's Australia. So we thought, well, let's not be different. Let's be, let's call ourselves Alzheimer's Disease Association in line with the world. But that caused a lot of confusion because dementia, actually, for people who are still not aware, dementia is the big umbrella, actually. And Alzheimer's is only one type of dementia, but it's the most common type of dementia. About 60 to 70% of people who have dementia are of the Alzheimer's type. But there are other types of dementia, like vascular dementia, frontal temporal. So there are different types of dementia. So whenever I go out and tell people I'm from the Alzheimer's Disease Association, people ask me, oh, do you only support people with Alzheimer's disease? Because, there are other types of dementia. And I say, no, we actually support everybody with dementia. Then the question is, then why do you call yourself Alzheimer's Disease Association? Why not the bigger umbrella? And we said, well, that was 31 years ago when it was different. But now the word dementia is more acceptable. So we thought it's good that we have a change as well to Dementia Singapore, so that we now, I don't have to explain anymore why we are called the Alzheimer's Disease Association. And also we were very happy to be able to use the word Singapore in our name because we hope to be moving towards a national organization to support people with dementia and do whatever we can for the whole of Singapore.
That'd be great.
Which is why with this initiative, 1FM and Dementia Singapore, we're calling it One with Dementia. We'll continue to talk to the CEO of Dementia Singapore, Jason Foo, on The Big Show TV. In the meantime, here's Howard Jones with New Song on 1FM 91.3. Okay, so speaking of the launch and all that, putting Singapore in the whole name, right? Dementia Singapore. So President Halima launched Dementia Singapore last week?
Yes, on 1st of September. That's the day we switched from Alzheimer's Disease Association to Dementia Singapore. Yeah.
Okay, so you say there are different things under the different types of dementia under the umbrella. So you have Alzheimer's, which affects, which is about 70% of that, right?
Yes.
You were talking about a few lesser known ones. Can you talk a little bit more about them? Because I've never heard of those types.
I've never heard of vascular dementia.
Frontal,
Yeah.
I know you're not a doctor as such, but I'm sure you know a little bit more about the types.
I don't think you can cover all those.
No.
Yeah.
So let me cover the two more common ones, which are vascular dementia. So vascular dementia is actually caused by strokes. So when you have a stroke, some parts of your brain dies, and because of that, dementia sets in. So that's vascular dementia. Actually, vascular dementia, for some doctors say vascular dementia is actually more dangerous than Alzheimer's disease, because Alzheimer's disease is a deterioration of your brain, right? So a shrinking of the brain, and then the connections, you lose the connections. But it tends to be a bit more gradual. Whereas vascular dementia, because it's caused by stroke, if you don't control and if you have little strokes, and some of us have actually little strokes that you don't even realize that you have a stroke. But when that happens, more parts of the brain die, and then the dementia condition actually drops, or rather deteriorates very quickly. So it's a very sharp kind of drop in your condition. So that's vascular. So for people with vascular dementias, the doctors, the main thing they want to do is control the stroke. As long as you don't get any more strokes, you're fine. But the more strokes you get, the worse it will become. So that's vascular. The other one is frontal temporal dementia, which actually affects the front part of the brain. That actually, for people with frontal temporal dementia, memory loss is not so prevalent, not so severe, but their character and behavior changes a lot. So that's the key symptom of frontal temporal. Like you said, you're right. I'm not a doctor, so it's very difficult for me to go into everything. But these are the more common dementia types of dementia that we have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had an aunt. She's passed already, and her dementia got so bad that she couldn't recognize family.
Which is one of the common
common effects.
So it's long-term memory as well as short-term memory.
Yeah.
So dementia actually has 3 stages: early, moderate, and severe.
Okay.
So early stage dementia, you are probably about 60-70% still all right. You're quite independent. You get a bit of lapses of memory loss and maybe some changes in your behavior. When you get to moderate, you start to get worse, which means you start not to be able to remember things and a lot more. So FD, I think when you get to severe, that's when you can't even recognize family members, and a lot of them can't even speak because they can't even remember the words to speak.
My goodness.
So that's as bad. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So how does Dementia Singapore then get out there and help these people?
Yeah, like through the donations, right, that we're talking about. I mean, we're going to ask you that once again when we go on the radio.
Yeah.
But the donations, how can that help you guys at Dementia Singapore?
Okay, for Dementia Singapore, we are a purely charity organization. So we only if you look at our basically income or what we can earn for us, mainly one of the main one is of course government grants and government help. That forms about 60-70% of what we need basically, and then another about 10-15% comes from the fees that we collect from families who can afford to pay for the programs that we run, for the daycare centers that we run, and then the rest of it has to come from fundraising. So there's a big gap. When you're small, the gap is okay; it is manageable. You need a couple of 100,000 maybe a year, and you're all right. But as you get bigger, like what we are today, we've grown a lot because it's just the demand for our support, of our services, for our programs. There's a huge demand. So we've been always increasing our programs, coming up with new programs and services. And as you grow, your expenses keep growing as well.
Yeah.
And so this gap of maybe 10-15% that you need to do fundraise grows and grows as you get bigger, and that's the only way we can plug that gap. So yeah, you're right, Glenn. I think the donations are very important for us to keep us going, or else we'll dig. The hole gets bigger and bigger year after year, and we'll be in trouble soon.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the programs that you have at Dementia Singapore?
So we have a whole range of programs and services. The main one, of course, is our daycare centers. We run 6 daycare centers. 4 of them are sort of drop-off. We call them drop-off centers, where you drop off your person with dementia and you pick them up in the morning. You pick them up in the evening. That's mainly for caregivers who need to work or really need to de-stress and have a day to themselves. Then we have 2 more centers called Family or Wisdom Centers, which are actually for caregivers to learn, because the caregivers come with the person with dementia to the center.
Okay.
And what they do is actually they learn how to care for a person with dementia, what activities to do. So the drop-off centers, you drop them off and then you pick them up in the evening. Actually, you don't know what happens during the day. But the other 2 centers, the caregiver actually comes. So you actually learn. So those are the 6 daycare centers we have. 4 New Horizon centers, which are the drop-off centers, and 2 Family or Wisdom.
So when it comes to the ones with the caregivers actually spending time with the dementia patients, is this something that you encourage for everyone to go through as well? Because, I mean, there does come a time when you're alone with the person who has dementia and you need to know how to care for them or how to handle them, right?
Yeah, I think it's important because you can't be in a center the whole day or the whole night. Or you're right, Angel, not even weekends. So there's a lot of time that you need to cope with the person with dementia and engage them at home. So you're right. The Family of Wisdom centers actually train caregivers to do that, and a lot of times you don't realize, because dementia changes behavior and character as well, right? So there's some people who didn't know. Some of the caregivers told us that I didn't know that my mom likes to do.
Okay, hold on, Jason. We're going back on air. Okay?
I'll ask you the question about your programs again.
Yeah.
Okay.
El King, X's and O's right here on The Big Show and The Big Show TV. I reckon many of you are watching and listening to us at the same time.
Yes.
All right. As Angel always says, if you're driving, don't watch us at the same time. But on the other hand, I beg to differ.
No,
I think
you can just listen. Just don't drive.
I think you can just watch and drive at the same time.
No. Don't listen to Glenn.
But
Don't
if
listen
anything
to Glenn.
happens, I'm not responsible.
Anyway, we are here with the CEO of Dementia Singapore, Jason Foo. And if you didn't already know, about 100,000 people in Singapore live with dementia. And for those who are 85 and above, it's 1 in 2. So, Jason, earlier when we were on the Big Show TV, you were talking about some programs and centers that Dementia Singapore runs. Can you tell us a little bit more about the programs and the centers?
The main we run a whole range of programs and services for people with dementia and caregivers as well, because caregivers need a lot of support. So one of them is, of course, the 6 daycare centers that we have. There are 4 of them that are drop-off centers, which we call New Horizon centers, and that's where you drop off your person with dementia in the morning, you pick them up in the evening, a little bit like a childcare center. Then we have 2 more family or wisdom centers, which is actually where the caregiver comes with the person with dementia to the center, spend half a day there, and maybe like once or twice a week. And the advantage of the Family or Wisdom Center is the caregiver actually learns what happens at the center. How do you engage your family member who has dementia? So it could be that, due to dementia, someone suddenly who doesn't like have never done jigsaw puzzles may suddenly find jigsaw puzzles very interesting. So caregivers have told us that, wow, suddenly I realized that, mom or dad or somebody or my husband or wife suddenly loves jigsaw puzzles. So next time I know what to do, I'll just buy many sets of jigsaw puzzles at home, and then whenever they're bored, I'll just take them out and engage them. So finding what they are interested in doing and engaging them is important. So that Family or Wisdom centers have that advantage, whereas the New Horizon centers where you drop off, you really don't know what happens during the day because we and you appear in the evening and pick them up. But if you have to work, then you have no choice. I think the New Horizon Center is the only one that you can actually drop off, go to work, and come back in the evening and pick them up. So we run 2 types of centers so that for different people's, different families who their needs are different. But other than that, for people who can't come to our centers, we also do go to the homes of people with dementia and engage them at home. So we call that a home-based. We call them Elder Sit program, because elders, it's just like a babysitter. You get a babysitter in to help. This is an elder sitter, so you get an elder sitter in, and they spend about 2 or 3 hours with a person with dementia in your home. So for the people who can't come to the centers, and then we have helpline for caregivers to call for help. If a family gets into trouble, really in a crisis state, we have an intervention team that goes in and talks to the family, finds out what's wrong, what help do they need. So there's a whole range, and then we do training for people who need to take care of people with dementia. So we have family caregiver trainings, we have domestic helper training, because domestic helpers are engaged to take care of people with dementia, and they need to be trained as well.
Yeah, and that's why you guys need funding, right? Public funding, and that's why we are appealing for donations from you guys. Okay, once again, it's 1fm.sg/dementia. This is a fantastic cause. FD and myself are no strangers to raising funds.
Yes,
we've done like 1,000 President Star charities in our lifetime. And it's always for a very good cause, and we really, really believe in this cause. So people, please donate generously. Once again, it's 1fm.sg/dementia.
And if you need any help at all, there's also the Dementia Singapore helpline at 63770700.
Okay, when we come back, I've got a question for you, Jason, about particularly about your helpers and helpers being caregivers for people with dementia.
Right.
Sure.
And I'm setting this target for people to raise funds here, as far as 1FM is concerned. Okay, all of us. All right, with the 1FM listeners, my target is, let me see, we'll be working with Dementia Singapore for the next maybe 4 months, 5 months.
About there?
$1 million at least.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay, okay.
So let's
aim for that.
Hit
$1
million.
Let's aim for that. Okay,
Alrighty.
fantastic.
All right, up next, Celine Dion. Here's That's the Way It Is on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
Okay.
You know, Jason, you were talking about caregivers and you were talking about how domestic helpers also are employed to look after the dementia patients, and you have training for them. This training really is a never-ending thing, isn't it? Because dementia is continuously evolving
Yes.
in the patient.
Yes. So the condition changes. In fact, the condition can only deteriorate because there's no cure or reversal for dementia. So it only gets worse. So you're right. For people who are caring for a person with dementia, whether it's a domestic helper or a family member, you need to continuously be trained to cope. But what we do is when we do training for family caregivers and domestic helpers, we do tell them how to cope and how to engage the person with dementia, what to do. But we also tell them to prepare themselves, what is going to come, what's going to happen in the next maybe a year or 6 months or 8 months down the road, so that they are also prepared that, things can get worse.
At what point does someone know that someone that they're looking after or someone living with them has dementia? Like the onset of it. Like, what are the first signs? Is it just forgetfulness, or is there more to it?
I think it's more than that. I mean, a lot of friends ask me if I forget where I put my car keys or my house keys, does that mean I have dementia? I said, no, don't worry.
It's always in the freezer.
I think it's you. As we age, you tend to become a bit more forgetful where you leave your keys and things like that.
Well, I'm very forgetful already, Jason.
No, don't worry, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
If I need help, I know where to go to.
Yeah, I think the signs and symptoms are more than that. It's really doing things that are a little bit unusual. I think FD mentioned it about leaving your keys in the freezer. I mean, if you find your keys in the freezer all the time, then yeah, that's unusual, right?
Maybe you should change your position of your freezer.
Or your glasses. You find your glasses in the oven or something. That's something that nobody does. But if that happens, then yeah, probably you have to start to worry a little bit. The other sign, of course, is getting lost and not finding a way home. Because for most people, going home is automatic. Right? I mean, you can sort of switch off and still find your way home, whether you're driving or walking or whatever. But suddenly, if you have to stop and think, "Hey, where's home?"
Oh, no.
Then you got to be a bit worried, get a bit careful. And it's also change of behavior as well. We've found caregivers sharing with us that the person with dementia suddenly becomes quiet, becomes reserved. So a sociable person suddenly doesn't want to leave the house, doesn't want to meet up with friends and things. Or they have a very passionate hobby that they have, and then suddenly they're not interested in the hobby anymore. So these are things that you are signs and symptoms that you have to be careful and be watchful of. Yeah.
I think the scariest part is when you mention that dementia is irreversible and it only gets worse. Like, are there ways to reduce our risk of dementia?
Yes. Well, there has been a lot of research done on risk factors for dementia. There's no guarantee or 100% that if you do all this, you won't get dementia. I think it's like cancer and heart disease and everything else, right? I mean, you have to do the right things, but it doesn't mean that you won't get it. But what you do is you reduce the risk of getting it, or we say also you delay the onset of dementia. You could delay it for another 5-10 years or something. So the risk factors are more, well, they say that whatever is good for your heart actually is good for your brain as well. So things like watching your diet, regular exercise, but for dementia, there's one thing that's a bit different from your heart, which is social interaction. I think it's good to be constantly engage socially, have friends. So people ask me, is playing mahjong good for dementia? I say, yeah, of course. You can't play mahjong on your own. You got to play with some friends, right? And so you're always having the social interaction. And when you're playing mahjong, you're thinking because you want to win.
Yeah.
So you're always practicing your mental side of things. So line dancing, where you can't dance on your own, you dance with some friends, and you remember the steps for the moves for the social dancing. So yeah. So I think all this, Health Promotion Board has been saying this is all we all the elderly should do all this so that you keep yourself active. And I think it's true. I think it does help. Yeah.
Yeah, I've read reports where overseas dance is a very big part of dealing with dementia.
Yeah, because you got to
okay.
remember the steps.
You remember
Yeah.
choreography, and it engages your brain. It's one of the main things they say that's so important is keeping your brain engaged.
Like, if someone has dementia, like you said, it's irreversible. But can you slow down the deterioration of dementia?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
and-
Same activities,
Yes.
or okay?
So it's just doing activities, not leaving it alone. So a lot of times we worry because people go in, families and people have dementia go into a denial stage. They think there's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. Just leave me alone, kind of thing.
Yes.
That's where. That's what you shouldn't do, because if there are signs and symptoms, get a diagnosis as soon as you can. An early diagnosis helps because then the doctors will know what to do, like some medication may be required, and then the engagement. Yeah, so you engage with the medication, there's a possibility to slow down the deterioration. So engagement is important. And so recognizing the signs and symptoms early, get a diagnosis done, get the engagement in, and hopefully, you can delay the deterioration for a lot longer.
I think getting that diagnosis done is very, very,
It's very
important.
important, yeah.
Because, these days, right, especially now, we're living in these COVID times, there are many people who may be feeling like they have these symptoms.
Right.
But it might not necessarily be the case.
Right.
So get yourself diagnosed by a professional, right? And don't jump to conclusions on your own. Because sometimes when you think that you have, the disease, fear sets in and everything goes
Panic.
haywire.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So get a professional, because sometimes these symptoms may seem like it's onset dementia, but it might not necessarily be. You're thinking about a lot of things because times are so hard now.
Yeah.
Everyone is struggling.
Yeah.
So get yourself diagnosed by a professional.
That's an interesting question. Getting yourself diagnosed by a professional. So Jason,
You know me, I'm always interesting.
You are. So Jason,
Thank you very much.
where do I go? GP, psychologist, psychiatrist? Do I go to Dementia Singapore? Where do I go?
Okay, for Dementia Singapore, we don't have a doctor on our team
Right.
that can diagnose dementia.
Right.
So there's some GPs that do diagnosis of dementia. Not
Okay.
many, not easy to find as well, because GPs find that the diagnosis of dementia is very thorough. It takes quite a long time. So a lot of GPs are not very willing to spend that time. So the best place actually to go is some GPs, like I said, and the memory clinics in the hospitals. In fact,
wow.
most of
Okay.
Memory clinics.
yeah, so a lot of our government hospitals or restructured hospitals, we call them, like Tan Tock Seng, Changi General, they all have kind of a memory clinic,
wow,
and
okay.
that's the place you should go, because all of them there are specialists basically, and in diagnosing dementia. So that's the place that I would recommend.
Wow.
Okay, so speaking about finding out if you have dementia, is dementia an expensive disease to live with? Because you said there's medication, and then there's the caregivers, and there's the Horizon centers that you were talking about. Is it an expensive disease to live with?
It is.
It is, okay.
The medication is not cheap, and it's the help that you need. Like saying paying for the daycare centers, getting a helper because you can't go to the daycare centers every day of the week. So you need normally you might need a helper, or you may need one family member having to give up his or her job
Right, yeah.
to care for the person with
Oh, wow.
dementia, and that's a huge cost, which
Yeah.
a lot of times is not recognized. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
one less income in the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
that's-
take it it's pretty much 24-hour monitoring that dementia patients need, right?
Yes, because a lot of them can't sleep. The clock sometimes gets a little bit wonky. That means they wake up in the middle of the night and they sleep in the day. And so you have that problem. So actually sending them to a daycare center helps, because what we do is, other than engage them, we keep them awake so that by the end of the day they are tired. When they get home, they have a good sleep basically, and so they don't bother the family, or they don't get up and then the family gets to worry about them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think at this point in time, we've got to definitely think about the caregivers
Yes.
for dementia patients. I think they are angels.
Can't be easy,
and,
yeah.
and family members who are struggling, to take care of a member, and their family. We can't imagine.
No,
we can't imagine what they are going through.
It can't be easy, especially when you mention it's not just about the memory loss, it's also about the character change. The person literally becomes someone that you don't recognize,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, because we
And
had
violence
it's
as well is
heartbreaking.
sometimes part of it as well? Is violence?
Yes.
Wow.
For
It
some
is.
cases, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had a listener on our Facebook page, Sue Cheng, who said maybe getting them involved with grandchildren might be a good idea, but then that's not always the case, is it?
Yeah, I mean, in the early stage of dementia, or maybe even moderate stage, maybe it's all right. But once they get to the severe stage, they are very non-responsive. Some of them, so
they're just quiet, right?
They're just quiet and sit
Yeah.
down on their own, kind of thing. Yeah, so it's hard to engage them.
Yeah, another thing that was brought up, and I'll bring it up in a while, is how music, not only dance, but music plays a role with dementia.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to go for a traffic update, and then we're going back on air. Okay, Jason?
Thanks.
Stand by.
1FM 91.3 traffic.
The usual delays on the expressways, the PIE towards Changi, a vehicle broken down after Eng Neo Avenue, BKE towards Woodlands, vehicle broken down at the SLE exit, AYE towards the MCE, a vehicle broken down after Clementi Road entrance, BKE towards the PIE, a vehicle broken down before Mandai Road exit. What have you learnt from the traffic reports this morning? Not many people service their cars in Singapore. Please stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning, Singapore. Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It's Glenn Angel, FD, and Sean. And this morning, our guest is the CEO of Dementia Singapore, Jason Foo. Thank you so much once again, Jason, for joining us this morning. We were just talking about the caregivers of dementia patients and perhaps family members who are struggling, right now to take care of a family member who may be stricken with dementia. Now we can only imagine. I mean, I don't think we have
No.
anyone we really know who has dementia. But as we established earlier on, that there's a lot that goes into taking care of dementia patients, and that's one of the reasons why 1FM 91.3 has come together with Dementia Singapore to raise funds to help you guys, because as you mentioned earlier on, there are so many things you're doing for families who have dementia patients. And once again, the link is 1fm.sg/dementia. Now, having said that, you guys have a couple of celebrity ambassadors. Could you tell us a little bit more about them?
Yeah, I mean, we're very fortunate that, we have two celebrity ambassadors that sort of came forward and agreed to be our ambassadors. It's not easy to find them, and also for them to have the time to help us, basically. So we have Tay Peng Hui and Muna Maghrib that I think a lot of people know. And it's very interesting because both of Muna has a family member who has dementia. Peng Hui doesn't, but he kind of resonates with the problems that, as you mentioned, Glenn, about how the difficulty caregivers are going through, and he thinks he can help, and he's stepped forward to do that, and we're very grateful to the both of them for offering their help and support for our organization.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Muna will be on the show on the 29th of this month, and of course we thank Muna for taking time to come and speak to us on the show. So make a date with us. 29th, Muna Maghrib will be on the show.
And Jason, I wanted to ask, are there individuals that are more susceptible to dementia?
Actually, we don't think there is. There's this question about hereditary. A lot of people ask if one of my parents have dementia, will I get dementia? I think it's if your parent has one of your parents or both parents have dementia, the risk of you getting dementia could be a little bit higher than others. But it doesn't mean that it's probably. I don't think it's genetic. They have not proven it medically that it's genetic yet. But someone the medical research has sort of shown that if your parent had dementia when they were older, because the risk is higher, then I think the risk of you getting dementia is probably a bit less, or not to worry. But if your parents had dementia in their 40s or in their 50s, the young onset dementia, then maybe the risk is higher. So it depends on when your parents had dementia, yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that.
Well, thank you so much, Jason, for joining us today. I know you guys are so busy, but this means so much to us and to the 1FM listeners. You coming in to tell us a little bit more about dementia and how we all can work towards transforming Singapore into a dementia-inclusive society. I think that's very important.
And if you want to make a donation, you can always go to the One with Dementia campaign through our Facebook page, our website, 1fm.sg/dementia. You can also find out more about dementia at their website, www.dementia.org.sg.
Thank you so much, Jason. Before you go, I just want to compliment you and your staff for doing such a great job. Thank you so much, Jason.
Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for doing
So
what
we're
you
very
do.
grateful to be partnering 91.3. Extremely grateful for your support. We really hope that the awareness of dementia increases once your listeners understand more about that condition. Thank you very much.
Please
Thank you
donate
very much.
$1 million, remember.
Yes, that's our target.
Let's
All
go.
right. Thank you so much, Jason.
Thank
Have
you,
a wonderful
Jason.
day.
Thanks.
Up next, we've got Phil Collins. This is Two Hearts on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
Perfect. That was great. Not so painful, right?
It's quite scary, but
So we're still on Facebook. So
Our viewers enjoyed that.
we hope you enjoyed it and found out more about dementia. Remember, the website is 1fm.sg/dementia.
Donate.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank
we're
you very much.
Very
doing a good thing. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
Awesome.
So I'm off Facebook now or still on?
No, it's still on.
We're all still on.
We continue to
We're
9
gonna
o'clock.
carry on.
okay.
So they're going to
All
see
right.
us say goodbye to
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
No
Thank you.
worries.
Thank you.
Facebook is.
Thanks so much, Jason.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Very good.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Thanks. I think you're off to social media. Thanks. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Tanya. Nice to meet you.
We're waiting for Jeng Jeng Johan next, so for everybody else, stand by. Get your karaoke microphones out.
Oh, we got the karaoke microphones out. All right.
Yes, he's coming in. 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Why so long?
Because that's the delay that we
I
have.
I just want to ask someone who's been very active on our Facebook page this
that?
morning,
Who that?
Siu Cheng.
Oh, hi, Sue
Do
Cheng.
you have someone in your family who has dementia, Siu Cheng? I'm just wondering because Siu Cheng is the one who's asking questions about things like playing mahjong. Should dementia patients get involved in music, i.e., piano?
Oh,
violin?
not dementia patients though. I mean, so if the person already has dementia, let's say, and you know what Jason mentioned early on, right? Some people, they reach a stage where they're extremely quiet.
Yeah.
So I had a neighbor who was exactly like that.
Right.
I mean, she was always like a real blabbermouth. No?
Okay. Yeah.
And so it was shocking for me years later when I found out that
Right.
that she had dementia, and I went to visit her, and she was just quiet.
Quiet
She was
and
just
there.
like she would just like look down like that. You don't even know whether she's actually listening to you.
Right.
Like
okay.
a total change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, when you reach that stage, obviously,
Yeah,
I mean,
obviously
you can't really do
But at the
anything.
onset, it would keep your mind active again. It's very much like choreography.
stimulating the
your brain,
mind
you
and
see.
Yeah.
your brain.
So
yeah,
I would imagine that musical instruments are a way of keeping them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
playing-
for sure.
playing
for sure.
mahjong, playing
Hand-eye
jinrami.
coordination,
Anything with
sports. I would think some
motor
sports
skills,
as well.
anything like
Motor
that.
But
skills,
actually,
yeah.
that's a bit off. You know why? Because
Why?
even sometimes our hand-eye coordination
which is
is
true.
not quite there.
Okay.
Because we don't practice
You know,
enough.
Yeah, we should continue
We're
doing
actually
that.
quite easy
We're,
lah.
we're
Mostly
already in
women.
our 40s and excuse me.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
You
So,
forgot
know
what? That I'm a woman? Hello.
No, not that. You know, of course.
Okay,
you're a
Glenn, you
woman.
should stop now.
The thing here is that you throw a ball to a girl, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time they can't catch it.
Yeah, they
Doesn't
tend-
mean that they are coming down with
wait,
dementia.
Wait, hold on.
That's true.
It's they can't or they don't want to.
No, they can't.
No.
Sometimes it's because of our nails. I mean, their nails.
Yeah, that's
Our nails, yeah.
Because
Look
mine
at
is
it,
quite
look
long
at
as
your
well.
nails.
Not
Yeah.
like guys. No, guys can catch. You see, Sean, catch.
See,
Okay, then you throw
Yeah.
it, FD.
Oh,
Okay, now-
stop
now-
it! Stop it!
there.
You threw it over. Rubbish.
See,
Okay, turn off all their mics and kick them out. I just want to sing songs now.
Stop bullying Angel, huh?
hey, who's the one?
I'll hammer y'all with the Angel. Oh my God! That was,
I'm sorry.
Switch all your mics off.
Sorry, we set you up real bad.
I didn't expect that.
I wish everybody could see like in widescreen.
Sorry,
We need
Angel.
like one camera that shows
one
everything.
screen camera.
Don't apologize.
Shalini, later you can tag team, with Angel and hammer us as well.
Yeah, yes.
I
You know what we
apologize.
need? We need one of the, you know those foam things that you use in the pool.
I apologize.
Hit them,
I
yeah.
apologize.
The
I'm
noodles. Yeah. Don't apologize.
No, okay, let's do it again.
I apologize.
Recreate it for Instagram.
Oh man, it feels like kindergarten all over again.
Good morning, Johan.
Hey, Johan.
Bunch of kids.
Absolutely.
See,
Was
staying
that
young, staying
entertaining?
young,
See, we need to keep our mind busy.
staying young.
Hey, how come you're here? It's not Wednesday today, right? Hey, today is Monday, right?
Yeah, it's Monday.
Monday.
Monday, yeah.
There you go. You need
Must
to
be
get your
dementia,
mind
right?
tested. Yeah.
Horizon Center, send him to Horizon Center.
Don't joke about dementia, man. It's a serious thing.
It is. It is.
Don't
Oh my
wish it
goodness.
upon anyone.
Oh my goodness. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to
Yeah.
families who have family members
With dementia.
with
Yeah.
dementia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
It's a
right.
very scary thing, man,
It is.
dementia.
Do you know anyone, Johan?
A friend's mom, actually.
Okay.
Wow.
Have you had any interaction with them, or you've heard stories?
No, just her stories.
It's
Right,
heartbreaking, right? It's really heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. I mean, like, you put yourself in their shoes, right? It's so hard to take care of people like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know,
I
going
think,
through that
yeah.
every single day.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
when they don't remember their own children.
That's
you know,
right.
when it's so severe that they don't remember their loved ones, or you have to repeat yourself because 5 minutes ago they can't remember what happened.
I mean, just,
You know,
just think
short-term
about
memory.
it. Walking into a room and having to go, Mom, it's me.
Yeah. Or where am I? Who are you?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Or they
It's
lose
just,
their way home and
Every
stuff
single
like that.
day.
Yeah.
You know, how
Yeah,
strong.
that's very heartbreaking.
You know,
Yeah.
and the thing is, everyone in the family has to be so strong.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that it's so sad.
Yeah.
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 To see someone that
Yeah.
you love.
And that's
yeah.
why the caregivers are so very, very important.
And it's a thankless duty, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
no one sits
Yeah.
there and says, "Oh my gosh, you're doing a great job." But if you're listening and if you're one of those caregiving for anyone with dementia, you are doing, a great job.
Yes.
You're doing a great job.
We support you.
All right, let's pick up the mood a bit.
Yeah.
Sing some songs.
We got 1 minute lah. So
1 minute
you
to
can
do what?
discuss songs. Then we go back.
Discuss
on
song.
air.
Oh, what do we do?
What's that behind you? Does it
Happy
say
birthday.
something?
Oh, it's
Something first birthday.
Mochi's first birthday.
Oh, so
Mochi's
cute.
first
So small.
birthday.
It's like Mochi can barely see it.
So it's not just
Get
me.
the
It's not just me
Yeah,
not being
no,
able
I
to
couldn't
see
say
it,
I
right?
couldn't say
It looks like a lion, yeah.
Because his head is in
I
the
was
way. that's
struggling
why.
to read that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mochi.
So you had a birthday party for Mochi?
Yep. Over the
Oh,
weekend.
nice. And you ate all the food, I'm sure.
So cute.
Nope. The cat did.
So you got Mochi some Mochis?
You know, to be
We got
quite
him a
honest.
birthday cake.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah.
got cat birthday cakes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They got
They
cat
have
cakes,
birthday cake.
dog
Dogs, I
cakes
know,
as well.
yeah.
Even dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Made
dogs,
of
I
tuna
know.
or what? The cake.
Salmon.
Oh,
Salmon. Wow, so fancy.
Fancy dancy, la the cat.
Did you have any salmon?
Me?
Yeah, over the weekend with your cat. Oh,
You don't like salmon?
you don't like salmon?
No, I do like. I love
okay.
salmon, but not
Not the
the
cake.
cat's
No,
one.
Not
Not the cat's
cake.
one.
You like some sushi or something?
no.
We would never make you eat
Yeah,
that
the cat cake.
Cat food.
Cat food.
Bro, do you have songs prepared, or are you waiting for
I do have a song prepared.
people to send in their requests? Because we have some time as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, we could do requests. I
Yeah.
have a song prepared now.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys can go
start
to our
off-
Facebook
start
page,
off with-
request
with,
songs.
your song.
Yeah, start
sure
with your
thing.
song, but we're going
Okay.
on air soon.
Oh wait, how soon?
Yeah,
Now?
soon,
Like-
soon.
And a bit.
Oh, okay.
We're going
Okay.
Like 30 seconds.
30
yeah.
seconds.
All right, hang in there.
30 seconds
Yeah.
on
Alright.
traffic, on air,
Yeah.
we come back, we do your song. That's the plan. All right, stand by.
Yes, I'll say, I'll actually open it up, for those
Yeah.
of you
Yeah.
who are donating to 1fm.sg and Dementia Singapore, you get a song.
You get
Oh,
to
that's
request
nice.
a song. Nice
Oh.
one. Yeah.
How about that?
That's a good
Very
idea.
Perfect.
cool,
That's a
very
good idea.
No pressure.
On our way to $1
If
million.
we play your song, you make a donation. How about that?
Perfect. Love it.
Perfect. Okay, 3, 2.
1FM 91.3 traffic.
Usual delays across the expressways. The PIE towards Changi, a vehicle broken down at Lornie Road exit and Canberra Road. This is at the junction of Sembawang Vista. Traffic lights are faulty. Stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning, Singapore. It's Glenn, Angel, Everly, and Sean, and Johan Lee is in the house. He performs for us exclusively on the Big Show TV. But Johan, today you're going to help us with our cause, right?
That's right.
Okay, and this, of course, is for Dementia Singapore.
Yes.
All right, we spoke to the CEO, Jason Fu, earlier on, and we did set a target.
We did?
Yes.
For us
Yes.
here
$1
on
million.
1FM. $1 million is the
Yeah.
target. Okay, we've got like 4 or 5 months. I mean, come on.
We should be able to raise that amount.
You know,
yeah, for sure.
In the past, we were raising like hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, over the years. You know,
Yeah.
So what is 1 million?
That's true.
Right?
That
And
is
this is
true.
for Dementia Singapore. So we're going to make this very interesting. Johan is going to be taking requests.
Oh, yay. So
Okay.
only for those that donate, right?
Yes. No, so what do you do is submit your requests via our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And if we pick you, all right, of course, I mean, if you want to make a donation, 1fm.sg/dementia, please go ahead.
Yeah.
But especially for those of you who get picked, okay, request a song. If we pick you, please make a donation.
Then $1 million.
Oh,
to
there you go.
1fm.sg
Okay.
Yep.
/dementia. How
Okay.
about that?
That's good.
Okay.
Yes.
For a good cause.
Everybody wins.
Yes, everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
All right.
All
Okay,
right. So to kick
perfect.
things off right now, Johan is going to be singing on the Big Show TV a song that he's prepared. But in the meantime, you can start submitting your song requests.
Okay.
Perfect.
How about that?
Yep.
All right. Everyone else, please donate 1fm.sg/dementia.
You can also request via our WhatsApp by keying in, what's our number? 88550913. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, no,
Oops.
stop it.
All right. Here's Madonna with music on the Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
I really couldn't remember. I was like, what's the number again?
We got quite a few requests.
Oh,
already.
great.
Yes,
Oh,
we
so
do.
fast.
A lot of Ed
course.
Sheeran.
Ed
Yeah.
Sheeran.
Bad Habits, Afterglow.
I love Bad
Yeah.
Habits.
We'll let Johan pick.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
and
tell you
remember,
lah.
if
From your
Johan
repertoire.
Johan picks your song, then immediately you gotta make a donation
There
to
you go.
1fm.sg/dementia.
Yes.
Okay, one with dementia.
Okay.
So keep the request coming in, Johan. You get to play your song first.
That's right. Okay. Because you guys talked to Dr. Jerry yesterday about suicide, right?
Yeah.
A very important topic,
Yeah.
right? So let's do this one. Something by Third Eye Blind. This one's called Jumper.
I wish you would step back from the ledge, my friend. You could cut us for the life that you've been living in. And if you do not want to see me again, I will understand. I would understand. The angry boy, a bit too insane. I still over a secret pain. You know you don't belong. You're the first to fight, you wait to the light, to the flash of light on the burial shroud. I know something's wrong. 'Cause everyone I know has got a reason to say, put the past away. We should step back from the ledge, my friend. You could cut us for the lives you've been living in. And if you did not want to see me again, I would understand. And I would understand. And I would understand. And I would understand. There you go.
Well done.
What's that song about, though? You gave me a shock just now
Jumper.
when you said, "Oh, we talked about suicide yesterday," and then you mentioned Jumper. Boom! Whoa! I got a shock. It's
Remember the movie with Jim Carrey, where Yes Man.
Yes, man.
yes, I love that show.
So there was this guy who was gonna jump off a building, and then he came and rescued him.
Ah,
and
okay,
sang
okay.
this song. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So
okay.
that's okay.
There's
So
a connection.
So it's getting,
Okay.
it's not like the person jumped.
No,
It's like,
no,
okay,
no.
okay.
Okay, Sean, what kind of requests have we got coming in?
Still,
Ed Sheeran.
Sheeran's very big. Bad Habits, Afterglow, and the Eagles, Hotel California.
Ooh, that's,
Wow.
that's one we
Any
all
one of them you want to do?
Okay, I'll keep the Hotel California next week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an 8-minute song. So
Yep, I know.
No, but singing it, you can make it a 3-minute song.
Yeah.
do the remix lah.
Remix.
Ed Sheeran.
Or any Ed Sheeran, I
Shape
guess.
of
Any,
You.
yeah, maybe I could do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this one. Something fun by Ed Sheeran called "Shape of You."
Ren, thank you. This one's for you.
Oh,
For Ren.
Yeah.
Good morning,
Ren.
Ren.
Morning, Ren.
Ren is going to travel to the UK, very soon.
In November, yeah.
Donate first, huh?
Seriously? Wow.
Yeah.
You can travel.
She
already?
misses her family. She hasn't seen her family for a few years now.
All right, ready?
Yes, let's go.
Here we go.
Best place to find lovers to the bars where I go. Me and my friends at the table, doing shots, drinking fast and never talk slow. I'm always set up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I give it a chance. Now to my hand, stop. It's a bit on the jukebox, and now we start to dance. I'm singing like, oh, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Coming out for your money. I may be crazy, don't mind me, say boy. Let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Coming out for the money, coming out for the money. I'm in love with the shape of you. Push and pull like a magnet. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room. Now my bed smells like you. Discovery to brand new. Let me love your body. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why. Let me love your body. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why. Let me love your body. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why. Let me love your body. Every day discovering something brand new. Let me love with the shape of what we can restore. We can be going out on our first date. You and me, just going on like a date. Feel the best and I feel the plates. Out for hours and hours about this sweetness sound. How families doing okay. Live in the taxi, the kiss in the backseat of the driver, make the radio play. I'm singing like, oh, you know I want your love. Your love was not made for somebody like me. Coming out for the money. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Coming out for the money, coming out for the money. Oh, let me love with the shape of you. Push and pull like a magnet. Although my heart is falling too. Let me love with your body. Last night you were in my room. I never met you just like you. Discovering something brand new. Let me love with your body. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. Let me love with your body. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. Let me love with your body. Oh, I, oh, I. Watch your kids. Let me love with your body. Discover it, something brand new. Let me love with your baby. Come on, be my baby.
Come on.
Come on, be my baby.
Come on.
Come on, be my baby.
Come on.
Come on, be my baby. Come on, be my baby. Come on. 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 Let me love with the shape of you. You push and pull like a magnet, you. Although my heart is falling too. Let me love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bed sheet smells like you. Every day discovering something brand new. Let me love with your body. Come on, be my baby. Come on, 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 every day discovering something brand new. Let me love the shape of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I need a tambourine.
Yes, you do.
You
Oh
do.
my God, we
I'm
should
gonna
get
go
that.
and buy a tambourine.
Where's your
I got
shaker,
use
Glenn? Where's the
ukulele.
shaker?
Yeah, where the shaker?
Oh, I don't.
Your
I
vitamin,
don't
your
know.
Vitamins ran
Don't
out.
lah.
They ran
I
out.
think it's all powder
They
already.
became powder.
Okay, I got my bongos.
Ren says, thanks,
Shall I do my
Jens. Donation is on the way.
Okay, stand by. We're going back on air first.
All
Last talk set.
right.
Last talk
Okay.
set. Stand by. Last talk set. 2 minutes talk set.
Mark Cohn walking in Memphis right here on The Big Show and The Big Show TV on 1FM 91.3. Thank you very much to Ren who just made
Yes.
a donation.
Yes.
Thanks, Ren.
1fm.sg/dementia.
And if you're thinking of making a donation for dementia awareness and to help Dementia Singapore, donations start at just $10 and go up to whatever it is, or whatever amount you'd like to donate. Once again, 1fm.sg/dementia.
Okay.
Awesome stuff.
All right.
Awesome stuff.
Johan Lee is live with us on The Big Show TV. Once again, Johan, how are you doing? Now, Johan is actually a producer with
He's
us.
a multi-talented individual.
And he used to perform in pubs and clubs.
Yep.
How much are you missing that, Johan?
Wow. I don't know, man. I can't
You can't
describe
start crying.
how much
Oh.
I miss live music. I mean, I do my live streams, but it's so different, Like you have, I miss the live audience,
The interaction.
the
energy.
interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I crave for.
People
Yeah.
shouting at you.
Well, that's
People
what,
shouting at me
that's
or
what
throwing, like-
performers want, right?
Yeah.
Throwing balls at you.
Beer bottles.
But I think you guys have been hit the worst because from the start, circuit breaker last year, right? You guys were banned from performing,
Since March last year.
and
Yeah.
and till now. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon,
Not gonna happen anytime
doesn't
soon.
look it.
right?
Yeah.
So my question is, do you guys understand the situation?
I mean, I do.
Okay.
I mean, I totally understand the situation. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel it's important to not, resume such activities lah. Till everything is, much stable
Under
and stuff.
control. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, I'm just happy that you guys understand the situation, and this is for the good,
Yeah.
of everyone. Because when we got the news this morning, I heard it from somewhere that in Malaysia they're opening up
The entertainment.
the entertainment industry.
Yeah, they're opening up cinemas only in certain states. They're opening up cinemas. They're opening up performances.
Yeah.
At a very restricted audience
Capacity,
capacity, but still, I mean, the numbers in Malaysia like past 20,000 a day, and their ICU is like, it's a ridiculous amount of
They
people.
give
Yeah.
the people a bit of hope, I guess.
It does,
Yeah.
it does, but hopefully it's
Yeah.
done.
Hopefully
in
it doesn't backfire
Yeah,
on
it
them.
doesn't backfire. So
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, All right. You ready to sing another song?
Yeah. So
right. Yeah.
let's. I think Adrian Abraham is standing by.
Oh, is he?
Yes. There
Oh,
he
so
is,
it's time already.
It
Yeah.
is,
Oh,
it is
sorry,
time,
sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
Already.
I lost track of time.
Adrian is standing
You know,
by.
when
yes.
music is involved, I lose
In
track
his
of
own
time.
world.
Yeah. But you know what? At least we have Johan singing on the show.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. we
Thank
do.
you guys so much. Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
I think from next week onwards, we're going to give you more time.
Aw.
Oh,
Like maybe 35 minutes, you know. So prepare a few more songs. And we're going to let all our 1FM fans request for songs.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay? And
Yeah,
once
for
again,
sure.
okay, if you request for a song and Johan sings your song,
You must donate.
You
must donate.
must make a
Yes.
donation.
Yes, you must.
And remember,
donate.
Johan, I gave you that idea for the concert for you and your friends.
that's right.
We got to do that, man.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Johan. Thank you very
you.
much. Once again, it's 1fm.sg/dementia. Please donate. It's going to go a long way,
Yes.
whatever your donation is. Okay? Adrian Abraham is next. Headline news and sports. Thank you,
All right.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you.
Hey, wait.
All right.
I'm hearing something.
What's that?
Oh, what is going to donate like 10K?
I
think so, like,
think
that's what I'm
he-
heing.
I think he's
From your
tuning in.
mouth.
as well.
Our general manager.
Careful now.
What?
Wait, wait.
Bernard? Bernard, 50K? Wow.
Tomorrow you don't need to come back work already.
But you know what? I'm looking at the 1fm.sg/dementia page, and so far 17 donators. So it's still
Wow.
it's just the start.
Yeah.
It's just the start. We've only been talking about this since like
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. So
Very
let's
good.
pick up the pace, and we have 4 or 5 months to do this. So
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Plenty of
Come on,
time.
guys.
1 million. Come
Yeah.
on.
1 million.
Let's do
yes,
this.
Yes.
Yep. God bless all of you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've just made my
Where's the
donation.
fortune cat?
I wanna make mine.
Give them fortune as well.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. There
The
you
fortune cat will give you fortune if you donate.
Okay, everyone, share the video.
Alright, see you.
care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Johan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.